The Honduran white bat is a species of microchiropteran bat in the family Philostomidae. It has snow-white fur and yellow nose and ears. It is small, measuring only 3 to 4 centimeters, and is the only member of the genus Ectophylla. The Honduran white bat cuts the lateral veins of the long leaves of the heliconia plant, extending them outward from the central vein and bending them to form a tent. They hang from the ceiling of this tent in small colonies of more than half a dozen individuals, formed by one male and a harem of females. The tent protects them from rain and predators. Most tent bats take flight at the slightest disturbance, but researchers in Costa Rica assert that the Honduran white bat only takes flight when the main stem of the tent is moved, possibly because they are well camouflaged. Although their tents are typically close to the ground, around 1.80 meters, sunlight filters through the leaf, giving their white fur a greenish sheen. This almost completely hides them if they remain still. It has been suggested that a colony may have several tents scattered throughout the forest. This is one of 15 species of bats in Latin America that roost in tents. In the Old World, there are 3 known species of these in India and Southeast Asia. Mythical Rocket holds the unofficial record for writing the most words in a minute, 262 words in 60 seconds, writes faster than I can read. In some parts of the world, during specific dates, Uber offers the option to travel by helicopter, Uber Chopper. Obviously more expensive, but not as much as I imagined. Did you know you can use the back of a hammer to drive in a nail? This is what an alien lunar eclipse looks like. The video was recorded from the surface of Mars. This is one of its moons, Phobos. If you ever see money falling from a building, it might be best to run away. This tactic is used by terrorists to gather large numbers of people. Have you ever seen a hairy tree? This is not hair, these are spiders. And there are millions and millions and millions of daddy long-legged spiders on this tree alone. Have you heard of the pygmy right whale? It is one of the smallest in the world. Kurt Schneider makes music with the buttons of his washing machine. This is a real movie, The Velocipastor. As the name suggests, the story focuses on the life of a church pastor with the power to turn into a velociraptor. No joke. Figure skater Surya Bonali became famous for performing a banned move in the Olympics, the backflip. The courtship dance of an ostrich is quite intimidating. This photograph was taken during the Spanish flu pandemic around 1918. Since then, masks were already being used. Even the cat has one. Every year on the island of Fano in Denmark, the largest kite festival in Europe is celebrated. There are kites of all shapes and colors. The Egyptians placed huge granite stones called pyramidions on top of their pyramids. This is one of the few existing examples. A Japanese company created a padded suit so you can lay down wherever and whenever you want. This Ferris wheel at Disney California Adventure seems harmless until you realize the cabins move. This map shows the YouTube channels that have made the most money in each country in the world. The information was taken from the Social Blade website. Did you know green bees exist? They are called orchid bees and look like flying jewels. They are common in Costa Rica and Panama. This is La Rueta, the narrowest street in Italy. It is only 40 centimeters at its narrowest point. Chatru is the world whistling champion, and the range of sounds he can make is impressive. Scott Burner holds the Guinness record for driving the fastest quarter-mile in reverse. It took him 1 minute and 15 seconds, and his top speed was 90 kilometers per hour. He achieved this in a controlled environment. Don't try it. When Mario was created, 8-bit graphics didn't allow for many details. It was for this reason that his creator, Shigeru Miyamoto, decided to give him a mustache. To distinguish the separation of his eyes, mouth, and nose, this McDonald's sign is missing something. Do you know what it is? That's right, the other arch. The company allows some franchises to use this old version of the logo. It is common to see it in cities where the brand started as a kind of tribute. Parents looking to punish their children can take them to Auno Cout's hair salon and ask for the Benjamin Button cut. Look at the poor kid's face. C1 Espresso Cafe in New Zealand is located in what used to be a post office. They use the old pneumatic system they used to transport mail, but now to bring food to your table. This was the halftime show at the 1958 Super Bowl. "65 years later. This is a technique that dancers use to strengthen their legs and improve their balance. This is the unusual pattern weaved by spiders of the Parametakia genus. Quite unusual, don't you think? They inhabit the south of Australia and Tasmania. This is what happens when you don't pay your car loan in the United States. These tow trucks can take your car at any time. It is completely legal. Evan and Kate Lynn built the largest laptop in the world. It has a 45-inch screen and weighs 50 kilograms. You will need protection if you want to use it on your lap. Apparently, geckos bark. This transparent garage cover protects cars from any impact. For every person living on Earth, there are 2.5 million ants. This is what they would look like side by side. This circle is 6 meters in diameter. This animation was made by Corridor Crew. This is how a tiger sneezes. She is Sky Cowtown, the 9-year-old gymnast and contortionist who played this clicker in episode 5 of The Last of Us. This is how they rearrange a supermarket, literally lifting the entire aisle. Check out the emergency drills that Japanese zoos conduct to be prepared for an animal escape. Yes, those are people inside mascot costumes. It may seem like a joke, but it is completely real. In Belgium, there is a bike path that goes through the water. It's as if someone split it. In some parts, it is low enough to cover cyclists. This is not a real strawberry, it's thread. This is the hyper-realistic art of Zhou Meng Liu. The level of detail is impressive. It's hard to tell which is the real one. The tongue of a giant anteater can measure up to 60 centimeters. Did you know Lego was on the brink of bankruptcy in 2003? It was saved by the sales of Bionicle, which accounted for 99% of its income that year. Can you imagine a world without them? This is how male dart frogs transport their tadpoles. When the water in their small pond dries up, they climb onto their backs and carry them to another water source. If you have or know someone with a Mac, this sound will be familiar to you. According to various sources, Steve Jobs was inspired by a song by the Beatles for his creation. At exactly 4 minutes and 20 seconds in the song A Day in the Life, we can hear it. Did you know you can make bubbles within bubbles with gum? Check out this method for making popcorn with air pressure. In Argentina, they are known as tutucas. This is the homemade version. And this is what street vendors use. These locks are very common in hotels. You'll be surprised to learn how they are made, but you can see that they are not as secure as you thought.